Hello there. Welcome to my first and probably last sketchbook tour. If any of you saw my community post from a week ago, you would have seen that I said the recording was incredibly scuffed. But we're gonna pretend that this is the first recording and that this video is definitely not a week late. So yeah, I recently went on a month-long trip during July to Armenia, and I took this sketchbook with me that I started back in the summer of 2024, and I noticed, hey, this is halfway full. While I'm on this trip, this is a good chance to do more traditional art since I barely do it, and why don't I try to finish this entire thing before I get back home? So the first half of this is going to be sketches that are like weeks or months apart maybe, but it definitely gets better at the second half. You can probably tell from these I was not confident with traditional art at all. My lines were incredibly light. I don't know why I didn't bother darkening them or just sharpening my pencil. Maybe I was lazy. Maybe that's what happened. The sketches do get more clear from here on out though, so do not worry. Here I was trying to stylize the Loomis head a bit more, and the guy with horns on the side, that is my character Mortis. The bottom right especially just looks like he's mewing and I hate it. But yeah, I would definitely recommend learning the Loomis head or any popular way of drawing the head. It's a good way to learn facial proportions and just study the techniques of different artists. That's always good to try and do. These are some outfit ideas I made for a character called Lore. This character belongs to a friend of mine who I play D&D with, and you will definitely see more of those other characters later on. But I was trying to sketch out some outfit ideas for him because I remember his player was trying to redesign him at the time, so I wanted to try and come up with a few things. Now these, you can tell I drew like two pretty things and then was like, yeah, no, I don't want to draw on the rest of this. I don't want to ruin the rest of the page. Don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Again, using the Loomis head to draw two of my own characters. The top left is Charlie. This is the character that I roleplay as in the campaign I'm in. The bottom right is Jay, who is Charlie's dead ? Best friend. Those two are on my mind a lot. I love them dearly. Now these, I think around this time, I was researching about making art and putting it on websites like TeePublic or Spreadshirt to put it on like clothes or mugs and sell it. So I was trying to sketch some ideas out. I don't like any of these except for that one person that has like masks hanging off of the hat. I think that looks pretty cool. I do also love that cheeked up wizard. If I ever get around to making a TeePublic account or something, I might bring that wizard back. This was just an idea I had for making an animatic with my character Leah over this song from Lust Sick Puppy, specifically the third song in their album Carousel Hell. I really love that album a lot. Really need to listen to some of their other albums too, though. This animatic was never made and probably never will be, honestly. It's just going to be one of those things where I like to imagine while I'm listening to the song, but I'm not going to make it because that would be way too much time. And honestly, the idea is not that good. It's mostly just her banging on drums angrily. Now, these are some more merch ideas. While I was going on TeePublic and Spreadshirt, I was looking at other artists there and looking over their accounts to get some ideas. And I noticed that every artist that was on like the first page or so, they had a whole theme to their shop. Like one artist I remember was drawing skulls all the time. Maybe with some other gothic stuff like knives or candles, something like that, with a very limited palette too. Another person was drawing animals with a very simple and chibi style. And I'm not really one to stick to a theme when it comes to social media. You can probably tell from my channel, I will do whatever the hell I want and somehow make it work. But I was trying to think of some theme to do for my potential shop, and I thought, well, I can just do cats, I guess. I don't even know how to draw cats. But I do actually really like these sketches a lot. So I might end up using these in the future because I really want to get back on that merch idea. I think it'd be fun to try and fun to make a video out of too someday. More merch ideas here. I think I was trying to make some monster characters because I love designing characters, so I thought this would be much easier for me, but I did not get attached at all to these characters. Like, I did not like them. I just looked at them and thought, you were made solely for monetary gain. You do not appeal to me. So this is definitely gonna be scrapped, unfortunately. Some of you may remember this from my How to Love Learning Art video, where I was doing some hair studies and I showed these sketches on the screen, and now you get to see them up close from different angles. That's so cool. I really like the line work on these, and this definitely helped a lot. I should probably do some more hair studies though. When am I gonna do that? I don't know. That video is a bit old by now, but I'm still very proud of it, honestly. Especially the overall like message of it, to find a learning method that works for you, and how I figured out I learn things on the spot. I can't really dedicate an entire day into learning one thing. It's not fun for me at all. So now whenever I do an illustration or a video, I'll pick something to get better at, and things just go much more smoothly there. It's much more fun that way for me, and I am never looking back. These were made right before I finalized my persona's design. Persona! I did way more concept sketches in a different sketchbook, so here I've already got a good idea of what I want. I'm just doing final experimentation to see if there's something I missed out, or if there's something more fun I can do, stuff like that. I really like the line work and expressions on these. I'm very happy with how this design came out. I will say though, I sometimes now draw the hair more wavy and not as straight and rigid, especially if that character is like turning in a different direction. And we've got another half empty page. Everyone give it up for your favorite little guy, Lux. Woo! Woo! Can you tell I'm running out of things to say when a new page comes up? It's a bit hard to see, but the top left sketches are meant to be of the Riptide Pirates. Again, from Just Roll With It. Definitely check it out if I haven't convinced you yet. Remember how I said I can't draw cats? Well, I still can't. I was trying very hard to do these studies, but it wasn't working out. I thought maybe simplifying the skeleton would help. It didn't, though to be fair, I only did one page of studies and gave up. Animals aren't my thing, unfortunately. I did these for the thumbnail of my Arcane video. Whenever I draw a new character, I typically like to do a few sketches of them beforehand. I definitely should have done more, because I didn't like how that thumbnail turned out, and I still don't, unfortunately. I just did these and thought like, yeah, I've got a good grasp on her, no problem. And then I drew her digitally and it just looked like dog shit, and like, damn, welp, I need to post this. So yeah, finally some more dynamic stuff. Can you tell I opened Pinterest and searched up pose references? Can you tell? It's Loomis head sketches, but they are looking rough because this was already like months after I first learned it and was actively doing it, so I'm a little rusty. But these are some cute poses. I love these a lot. I definitely need to practice poses more. So I think these past few pages were drawn in a short amount of time, because this was definitely when I first finalized the design, and at this point I was just doodling some stuff for fun and also trying to figure out how the hair worked in different perspectives. Very 3D, very Minecraft. We love to see it. We love to see it. And for some reason, Pato is there. I don't know what possessed me to draw him, but he is there. And here we've got some gesture drawings. This is another thing I like to do when I see that my hand is stiff or that my poses are just not looking good. Anatomy is not my strong suit, and I've been trying to slowly get better at it for a couple years now. But because I focus so much on anatomy and proportion, my poses end up being a bit stiff. Like, I don't even think about stretching them more than they should be, you know? I still want to get better at anatomy, but I also just want to get better at pushing poses. Because I noticed even in my figure drawings over the past couple of years, they don't look too accurate. And that is because I'm genuinely just not pushing the pose enough. And that is awful, crazy even. But at least these gesture drawings look cool. I think these were done within 15 or 30 seconds. I usually do 15. I like the rapid pace. And here we've got some Trigun sketches. I've drawn Vash like several times now. To this day, I still haven't figured out a way to consistently draw his hair because his hair always looks just too big when I do it. It's very annoying. We've also got a little Wolfwood there. Not liking how he looks. I don't think he likes how he looks either. We've got Leah again, who I mentioned previously is my OC. We've got some more poses here. If I remember right, I was watching Aquaman 2 and I got incredibly bored. So I just pulled out my sketchbook while watching it and was drawing some random poses from my head and seeing how much I could stretch it out. I also tried to draw Aquaman. Does not look good. I swear I can draw better muscles than that, I think. But yeah, oof, not looking good. But now you guys get to see Oliver, another character from the D&D campaign I'm in, and I love him dearly. I drew him very serious at the top, but that's not really his default expression. He's a very friendly and energetic kind of guy. I love him a lot, and I love drawing him with Charlie a lot too. They're a very fun duo. I probably draw them way more often than I should if I'm being honest, but it's fine. It's fine. I remember going on my vacation and telling myself, like, okay, I cannot draw these two. I need to draw other things and branch out more. But you'll see me slowly slink back a few times later on. Here, I was trying to study chest and back muscles. I noticed that the chest and abdomen muscles, if they're really simplified, they kind of resemble a heart. So I was playing around with different angles, different poses, which was fun. I definitely want to learn the muscles more. I gotta draw some more muscular people, some more beefy people, you know? Gotta flex those glutes. For research purposes, of course. What other reason would I have for looking at sweaty, oily muscles? We've got some Millie and Meryl at the top, my lovelies, and some eye sketches of the whole gang. I also did some sketches of Jay, Lore, and the one at the very right is Yuri, another character from the campaign I'm in. I really like how these sketches turned out, but the funny thing is, when I sent this to my D&D group, one of them pointed out that I always draw characters looking to the right whenever I sketch portraits, and I really hate that got pointed out because I see it a lot of the time now, and it pisses me off. I don't know why I do it. I don't know. What's over on the right side? I don't know, but it's definitely appealing to these guys and me, apparently, because I keep drawing them like that. And here we've got some mouth-washing characters. Yeah! I already posted this on my social medias before, and man, the editing that I did on those photos to make the line art more clear, oof. This is incredibly faint. I'm really glad that I've learned now to sharpen my pencil and just press down harder. I definitely got more confident with my lines, and you will be seeing that very soon. Here we have another dogshit attempt at drawing Wolfwood. I don't know why I was struggling so hard to draw him. I was also trying to draw his iconic pose for when he holds the Punisher, that's his weapon. It's this giant cross that is also a gun and also a rocket launcher. Somebody get this guy into Ruby. I think he'd fit in perfectly there. And we've got more Sona sketches. Another 5 rounds of Sona sketches. I really like drawing that character, can you tell? Geometric Designs, my beloved. I think that was drawn shortly after I finished Ina Dream Barbecue. Pretty cool game. Definitely recommend trying it out. The first chapter is out and it is free. It's only like 2 hours of gameplay at most if you replay it, because it does have 2 endings. Well, technically 1 ending and 2 paths to get there. Both are definitely worth seeing. And here we've got some Shadow Milk. Oh my god, who cheered? I forgot the ship name. I actually forgot it. That's crazy. Is it Shadow Vanilla? I have no idea. But yeah, I was seeing these two a lot all over the internet, and I really love Shadow Milk's design and personality. I stopped playing Cookie Run some years ago, but funny thing, I actually picked it up again a couple days ago. I'm trying to get through the story in my free time and figure out what's the deal with these two finally. So I'm very excited to see that. We've got some more Leah sketches here. My Pookie Bear, my beloved. There are two wolves inside of you. One wants to draw fan art and the other wants to draw OCs. And then there's the evil third wolf that wants to draw for money. Here's a page of I don't even know what. I don't know. I was watching some sketchbook tours in my free time to figure out how to do this video and make it more entertaining. And it's like, bro, everyone's got such pretty drawings and colored stuff, and it's so cool and so cute and aesthetic. Meanwhile, I'm here like, hey guys, here's my OC, and there's Freddy Fazbear at the top left. It gets better from here though. I promise. Okay, see, we're already seeing some improvement. We've got lined stuff now. That's crazy. Okay, so I love watching Ginja Ninja's videos. I don't know if it's pronounced Ginja Ninja or Jinja Ninja or Ray or actually Ray or June. I don't know what to say anymore, so I'm just gonna say it how I've always been saying it, Ginja Ninja. I noticed they use a highlighter for the first sketch and then ink it with markers. So I wanted to try that, and it definitely helped. I like this a lot. And yeah, we're back to Vash. Everyone clap and cheer. I tried to draw knives from Stampede from memory because I really like his design, but I don't think it turned out too well. Also got these little thumbnail sketches where we've got Rem lying in the grass with baby Vash and knives, and the other one where Vash is lying on the grass with Millie, Meryl, and Wolfwood. And here we've got Jessa. I love Jessa. I also wanted to try drawing J with more squarish features, while V has more rounder or sharper features. I like that a lot. I definitely want to draw these little goobers again sometime. Okay, we're really close to the vacation. So, right before my trip, I wanted to get a new ink marker because I wasn't happy with my other one. I noticed that if I draw with it too fast, the lines would be stupidly thin. So I got a new ink marker. I tested it out with Charlie. It looked good, but after a while, I noticed it had the same problem, and I can't tell if that's just a normal thing with these types of markers, if I should just get a thicker one, or if it's because of my sketchbook, because it's got a bit of a rough texture. I know nothing about traditional art, so if anyone has any suggestions on art supplies, please let me know. I am in need. And here we finally get to the part of the sketchbook where I'm on my trip. So half of this was drawn before the trip when I was waiting to head out to my flight. This was a character design idea I had for a D&D campaign of my own that I'm trying to write. I will say he looks a lot like Scaramouche and one of the Saja boys. So, yeah, I might have to fix that. I might have to change things up a little. Or not. It's for a D&D campaign. Who cares? You can do anything in D&D, and that's what I love about it. Now, the other half was drawn on the second day of my trip. My family and I, we had a big barbecue, which was great. I loved it. So I mentioned before that I wanted to try and draw different things. So with these first couple of pages, I wanted to draw Miku. The bottom two are based off of some figurines that I found on the internet, and they're very cute. I definitely want to get a Miku figure someday when I can. Like a good batch, because they're so cute. They have no business being that cute and well made, but God, I know if I were to get one of them, it costs like $200 or something. Miku turned out to be very, very fun to draw, very refreshing. Right before this trip, I also got my hands on a yellow highlighter, and you can probably tell how much more confident I am with these new tools of mine. So I'm very happy I snagged those right before leaving. Right, this. So remember how I said I wanted to try and draw different things and not draw the D&D characters again? Well, I did it again. At the time, Ginja Ninja posted a new video where they presented a challenge to draw your character spelling out their name with their body. So I wanted to try doing that with the D&D group, and I really like how these turned out. They're so silly and so stupid, and you can see my energy just like rapidly decreasing as I drew these. The character at the bottom right, I haven't mentioned him yet. That one is Arnari, but for the sake of space, I shortened his name to Nari. And I also really like this sketch of Charlie in particular because it looks like he's pulling down his pants when it's meant to be him like holding his sash, but whatever, man. The one on the bottom left is Amari, who takes things very literally. So I thought it'd be funny if they heard spell your name with your body and they just thought, ah, yes, I will rip off my limbs, because they can do that. These are some silly sketches. I wanted to draw Charlie and Oliver wearing baseball outfits. And the bottom right are some thumbnail sketches for a comic I wanted to make. I still have yet to make this comic digitally. I have to get to that. But I really like how these little sketches look. This next page is a bit, this next page might be a little bit disturbing. I'm not sure if I should put a warning. I don't know. So remember Mortis, the guy who was like mewing in the beginning? Yeah, this is him again. Feel old yet? So Lux, what the hell are these things? Well, Mortis is a perfectionist. He cares a lot about his appearance and tries to look as human as possible 24/7. But he is also a demon, specifically a corrupted one. Corrupted demons usually look very monstrous, while normal demons look much more humanoid. Mortis's humanoid form is hard to maintain, and I imagine his true form would look something like this, with stretched out limbs, very skeletal body structure. I imagine this form would come out when Mortis just does not care about appearing as human, and for him to not care, I think he'd have to be pretty desperate for that to happen. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this concept, but if I do, I definitely have to do more sketches to figure this out, because this didn't hit the mark with me. But when I sent it to a friend, she got pretty disturbed by it, so I don't know. You guys tell me if this looks scary at all. I don't know. Anyways, forget about the body horror. Look at these Trigun sketches. I really love Vash and Legato, and I wish there was more art of them interacting in any way, fighting each other, befriending each other, looking at each other. I don't know. Maybe I need to dig more. I don't know. I definitely want to draw these two again. I love them dearly. I also, during my trip, got a gift from my grandma, which was this very cool Legato figurine that is actually in front of me right now, and I love staring at it, and I love it so much. I'm so happy I have it. Hehe. Now here we've got some sketches of Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. My friend got obsessed with that show a little while back, and her birthday was coming up, so I wanted to draw her something. So I did some portraits of Edward to figure out how to draw him, and you can see I did little notes to correct myself. I really like the bottom left one in particular. I feel like it came straight out of the show, if I do say so myself. Later on, I was trying to get some ideas on what to do for the birthday drawing. I originally wanted to draw Edward and Alphonse holding a cake together, but after drawing 2 sketches of Alphonse, I was like, yeah, I'm not drawing Alphonse because that is a mech, and I don't draw mechs. That is way too complicated for me. So yeah, I gave up on that and decided to just have Edward only. I also like these little poses I drew him in, even though they're anatomically off, but you know what? It's okay. They're silly and he's silly and we love it. But I finally decided to draw Edward with a birthday cake, and it's a little simple, I know, but it was my first time in a very long time to do a full page traditional illustration, and I'm very proud of how this turned out. I think the face is a little bit messed up, but I'm too scared to flip the drawing and see it. So we're gonna pretend it's fine. But I am very happy with how this turned out, and my friend liked it a lot, so I'm very happy about that. But after I finished the birthday illustration, I wasn't sure on what to draw next because some time had already passed in my vacation. And I did notice that I was struggling a bit with hands. And doing these studies, I noticed that if there are multiple fingers overlapping with each other, it gets much harder for me because I have a hard time visualizing what they're all doing and how they look. But looking back at these now, like half of these are pretty good. I like these a lot, actually. Next, we've got some more gesture drawings because I really just didn't know how to fill up this sketchbook at this point. And I found what to draw pretty soon after this because I started watching The Summer Hikaru Died. I love it so much. It's so good. So I drew Yoshiki and Hikaru. I was sticking very close to the screenshots that I grabbed. I also wanted to practice drawing the goo. That's what I'm calling it, the goo. I love how it looks in the show, and I think I got the vibe, but it's not 100% there. But I still really like how it looks. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And next we've got some Charlie drawings. I wanted to draw Charlie with Farina's outfit. It's pretty simplified, but I love how the line work on that came out. I am planning on multi-classing Charlie in the future, and Charlie is a bard, but I want to multi-class him into a warlock as well, specifically an undead one, which means that he will be using Form of Dread. Now, Charlie is a pixie and is very squishy. So usually in combat, Charlie is inside of this construct, which is fun, and I wanted to get some ideas on what the Form of Dread would look like while Charlie's inside of the construct. So these were really fun to do. It's definitely inspired a lot by the Roaring Knight from Deltarune. I also thought it'd be really cute if there were some shadowy fox ears sticking out of the helmet or the headpiece, because Charlie does have a fox theme, and I want to really push that more with this form. This next page, I want to draw some flowers. I never really draw flowers or anything nature-y. I mostly draw characters, but this was a fun little thing to do. The top left are meant to be red geraniums because I drew these on Vash's birthday, and I don't really celebrate birthdays of fictional characters, but, you know, the timing was right, and it is Vash, so, you know, twirls hair. But I really like how those flowers came out. I never knew I could draw flowers like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, there's a funny story to this one. I was trying to draw a cool illustration with Yoshiki and Hikaru, but then I had to leave to go to a family gathering and proceeded to draw a different thing on the next page because I wanted to, you know, head back where we were staying and draw this on a table that wasn't shaking. But when we got back, I noticed I lost my pencil, and I only packed one pencil during the trip, which is crazy stupid. I can't believe I did that, and I was very upset about it. So I left that thing unfinished. I didn't want to do it with my marker because at this point, I wasn't liking my marker anymore. And a lot of my vacation had passed at this point. I was like, damn, I need to fill up this sketchbook fast. I need to do more character design concepts. So this was again for Charlie's Form of Dread with the construct. The original idea was for it to have 3 fox heads, but I ended up copying a fox skull and adding ears and some fur. These are meant to be made out of shadows and fog. And we're back on my bullshit of The Summer Hikaru Died. I wanted to draw some different head angles, but I need to practice drawing difficult head angles much more. I say that, and then you see on the next page I went straight back into front-facing and 3/4 head angles. Lol. But I wanted to draw these guys doing some expressions because I, again, needed to fill up my sketchbook fast. Time was running out. But these look great. You can tell my line confidence has improved a lot from the early pages of my sketchbook, and I'm very happy to see that here. But I was still running out of time and was like, oh my god, how do I fill up all these leftover pages? So I drew this big illustration of their eyes with some goop, And I like how it turned out. I used a thicker marker here, and I wish I extended that middle line more. I feel like I made it curve way too early, but you know, whatever. I still like how this looks. I love them so much. Here I am again using that thick marker, and I wanted to draw some more nature, so I searched up Studio Ghibli backgrounds and found this and tried to copy it. I really hope it's not AI generated. Oh, that'd be so bad. I really like how this looks, but I do wish I didn't draw so many damn lines on the clouds, because the sunflowers are already very detailed, then the grass is very detailed, and then you have the clouds that are very detailed. This is way too busy, but you know what? It's fine. We live and we learn, whatever. And we're back on more character design concepts. I wanted to draw a bowling comic with the previously mentioned D&D characters, because I had just went bowling right before drawing these. And I wanted to give myself a fun challenge to design for them 80s themed outfits. I didn't want to use the thin marker, so I used the thick marker I had again, and I'm very happy I did. It let me focus on shape language a bit more and just getting the idea across much better than using very thin lines and fretting about details. It was very nice. I loved drawing these, and I love how these turned out. I still need to get to this someday. I have like a big backlog of drawings that I want to do, but I either just don't have the energy to do them, or I can't do them because I'm too busy with something else. Like this, I'm recording this 2 days before it has to be uploaded. Isn't that swag? But these were drawn on my last day. I was desperately trying to fill up my sketchbook quick. I drew me and my friend at the top. My brother saw it and asked me to draw a Forsaken ship in that style. What's the name of the ship? Azure Time? These are 2 characters from Forsaken, and I know nothing about them, but they look very silly and I like them a lot. I also drew a little Tenna because I love that guy. I'm kind of obsessed. I drew some more Tennas here, and my brother drew a penis at the top of my sketchbook, so I thought it'd be funny if Tenna was reacting to it and just being absolutely flabbergasted at such a sight. Now, at this point, I had been staying up pretty late because we were waiting to go on our flight, and I was extremely tired. I think at this point I accepted that it just would not be filled out by the end of my trip, and that I'd have to fill out the rest back home. But yeah, I scribbled that. I also drew this Tenna right before the flight. I originally didn't know what to draw on the screen, so Rousey and Susie were initially smiling while Chris had a neutral face, but then I wrote who's ready for a 6-hour flight? And I turned their faces sad because I don't like flying. It's not fun. No bueno, no bueno. But I was pretty happy to be back at home. I spent a couple of days being busy and then resting, and I started watching Taco P's Original Sin. It is a great show, but oh my god, is it heavy. I can't easily recommend this to someone, but it is pretty good. I liked it a lot. And here we've got the Riptide Pirates. The top 3 were my first sketches of them. I was staying pretty close to their reference images. The bottom 3, I had already morphed them a little bit more into my style. And I also gave Jay a little bit of a gap tooth. I thought it'd be pretty cute. I think I drew Chip a little too pretty though. I need to draw him a little bit chopped up, but I love how all 3 of them turned out. They look great. I love them so much, and I can't wait to draw them more often. But I realized I was running out of time. I was very lazy after my trip, and I think I still kind of am, unfortunately. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, but at this point I was like, okay, character portraits are not gonna fill up this sketchbook fast enough. I need something faster. And I remembered I wanted to reanimate Rigby and Mordecai getting stuck in the meat locker, but with Jay and Charlie. So I decided to draw some storyboards for that. And, maybe I'll finish this someday. Maybe I won't. But it was pretty fun to draw and pretty good practice as well. I know nothing about doing storyboards, so my thought process for this was to just make a new drawing every time there is a new shot. Most of these shots are copies from the show, but a good amount of them are also just me taking creative liberty, and I really like how this turned out. I really want to finish this as an animatic at some point. I also love how some of these expressions came out. They're very silly. I think at this point I had like 3 or 2 pages left, and I just dead ass, I didn't know what to draw, so I just drew a big burger. Because I was craving burgers for some reason. I never crave burgers. That was the first time I craved for burgers, so I drew one. Hashtag Studio Ghibli food, am I right, guys? Then we've got a Dante who is very bored and very not happy to be there. I really gotta draw Dante better sometime and just do him justice, because this is not gonna fly. And here I wanted to do some quick figure drawings. I really love how these turned out, minus the feet, but whatever. The left one, I kind of messed up on the head and face. Unfortunately, I did not do that reference justice, but the rest of the body, in my opinion, looks lovely. So I drew 2 figure drawings, and then I was like, okay, what do I draw at the right? It's a little bit cramped. Like, I know what I'll draw. Verb, I know what we're doing today. We're drawing legato again. I referenced a Dr. House meme where there's like a frame of Wilson just saying, I too am in this episode. Because legato does not fit here, bro. There's like 2 pretty women, and then there's legato's emo ass. Like, bro. And for the second to last page, I was so tired and was like, bro, I'm just drawing Tenna, man. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, not much to say here. It's just Tenna. I tried to get some flattering angles, but hard to spice up a meal when all you've got is a plate. But that is the end of the sketchbook. I crammed in a lot of work during June and was extremely tired and burnt out. So that month of resting was really nice, and I got better at traditional art, which I'm very happy about. Like, looking back at these, it's like, dude, I got a lot better. Like, there's definitely really rough areas, but I can get better at that. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I really am. And I'm very excited to get back to work now and work on more videos and other stuff on the side. I also have a fun announcement for the next video, but if you're still here sticking around till the end, thank you very, very much. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.